Josh Darrell, Larry Bluestein, showing what we got.
Right here, baby.
Auto Nation Gridiron Report.
Got on your side, too.
Oh, yeah, but I'm not to embarrass myself.
Yeah.
I just let you do that.
I know.
South Florida High School Sports.com is the place to be. We just finished 2 weekends in Orlando. 5 rings. Wow. 5 state championships coming home. It's funny, we sit there on the sidelines and we go, there's a little bit of a bias towards South Florida.
Always.
And you know what it is? It's not a bias. It's jealousy.
Yes, it is.
Because of the dominance of what happened with those teams from Dade and Broward County up there. American Heritage, Miami Central, South Dade, taking 3 out of 4 games the second weekend in Orlando at the Citrus Bowl. We're looking at players who really helped themselves and their teams in the course of the playoff run and culminating in the state championship game. Let's start with American Heritage Plantation. Hell, this guy, he did it the whole season, being named the Sun Sentinel Small School Defensive Player of the Year, coming over from Western, Jawan Dowles.
Yeah, well, what else can you say? I mean, this is a kid that we talked about how he fit in so easily with this team. It's, you know, Josh, when you're a senior and you come into a program that's, you know, the kids have been there in place for a while, it's tough to get that established chemistry right away. Right away. I mean, because they all, remember, thanks to 7-on-7 and all these other things, they've all kind of played against each other, played with each other one way or another, you know, down the line, you know, and the whole thing is great that he had an opportunity his final year going to Northern Illinois, which is a great program, was in
we
the
think.
Well,
supposed to be.
As of right now.
Everything can change until the pen hits the paper.
That's right. You're probably right. But he's had a great year, and kudos to the Sentinels, as I said. And
you were happy about that.
Well, I think that for who they picked for their defensive players of the year, big school with Ryan Samuel of Miramar, and also with our boy right here, Jawan. It went on what they did for their team.
Production.
Yeah. And what they did for their team. And this kid really jumped out at everybody. Everybody up there goes, gosh, that kid can play. And we've been watching it.
All right, now, we're going to lay one on you.
Yes.
Talk about production. Can he play? A young guy whose name will explode. We've seen him firsthand multiple times, and boy, did he play a huge role in the game against Armwood Seffner. It's a 2016 linebacker that, if you don't know, you will know in about 5 seconds, because I'm going to lay it up for Larry Bluestein. Donovan Thompson, one of the next greats on the defensive side to come out of the Rockets program.
Well, I'll tell you what, this kid, especially down the stretch, what game was it? I guess it was a Carroll City game. I'm noticing this 44, and he keeps going. Every play is in. And I'm looking, and I see in a roster, I see this sophomore. Wow, I'll tell you, their defense is going to be good. Josh, in the state championship game, every time you looked up, he was 44. On the bottom of that pile taking somebody down. And I watched it over again, so I got a chance to see how effective he was. I think they cheated him on 2 or 3 tackles. He was there usually first. And, you know, he's the type of guy that'll get there first, maybe get bumped off, and then someone else will get credit for the tackle. But he has such great vision, and he's, like you said, I'm excited about a kid like that. How can you not be?
Thus, from start to finish, I saw him in Dwyer, Kickoff Classic.
Right.
His name did the same thing as you, 44, 10th grader, to the last game of the year, played at a high level. And then maybe the guy that's done the most for himself throughout the course of a season, found himself at a new home at South Dade, 41 touchdowns on the season, 5 touchdowns in the state championship game. Hard to believe this kid has no offers as of our taping of this. I think that will change. From South Dade, the quarterback that led them to a state championship, Khalil Render.
Yeah, there's no doubt. If you see, the whole thing is, if you haven't watched him play and you see him once or twice, you go, oh, okay, you know, I mean, he's okay. But I have watched him in almost every type of climate so far. I mean,
especially with South Dade this year.
I watch him in rain. I watch him in mud. I watch him on a dry field. I watch him against aggressive defenses. I watch the defenses that would drop back and just, you know, let him run the ball, which is where this guy is so athletic. I mean, he crushes you.
Oh.
I mean, just when you think you have everything covered, you have those big wide receivers covered, and that's not always easy to do. And Johnny Hankins and everybody else that's going out on patterns, then all of a sudden, he takes off on you for 25 yards.
25, he can go 50, 60, 70. He's got that kind of big playability. He can take it 70 yards.
Yeah, and you know what? whether he gets tackled for a 10-yard loss or he runs 80 yards, his demeanor never changes. He always has a smile on his face. He's just, he's just happy to be. I mean, that's just, there are people who have had so much, put upon their shoulders at such a young life that when they get in a situation or a setting like this, they're just happy to be there. They're just genuinely never taking anything for granted. And I'll tell you what, the emotions that you could see on him after the game, it all came out. It's been a lot of frustration for that young man. I mean, I'll tell you what, this goes without saying. Any college that gets him on campus, you're just doing your program a huge, huge service. Because I'm telling you, the kid, he's going to be nothing but a delight to coach. He's always going to be walking around classes and being, happy-go-lucky.
And he's further along. He's more advanced than you would think.
Yeah.
I mean, he is not as much of a project. I mean, he can throw the ball.
Can play
he
5, 6 positions.
Yeah.
He could even play on the defensive side of the ball if need be. But, Josh, I'll tell you, you talk about out of everybody that we've spotlighted that's helped themselves more in the postseason, he's got to be. He's got to be.
Jawan Dowell's American Heritage. Donovan Thompson, remember that
Yes.
name at Miami Central. And Khalil Render, great job helping yourself and helping your teams to a state championship. For Larry Bluestein, if we don't see you, happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays.
Happy holidays from us here at South Florida High School Sports and Auto Nation, the Gridiron
Yes.
Report here on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com.